to aha, a human among humans. I have one of the most unique and wonderful humans I've ever met. In many ways, the best teacher I've ever had. And she's going to teach me this afternoon in order to teach you um, ways of moving, talking, being. This is the incredible, truly unbelievable Susan Allen, who is now going to teach me how to be a better human being, and hopefully all of you too.
Thank you, Michael. I can only fall from that.
Now they'll be surprised.
You know,
In the ride,
how lovely that
you'll
is.
even be
But
beyond those words.
during the time that we're together, uh, there's a wonderful teacher of mine, Tommy Thompson, lives in Cambridge, and he wrote a book called Touching Presence. And one of the things that Tommy speaks about, and I'll get back in my introduction, is withholding definition.
Withholding definition?
Yes, withholding definition. So when we see our surroundings, when we see the people that we know, when we see the people that we don't know, that we come in contact, there is something inevitable in us that wants to grab onto definition, that wants to define and even judge. And we do this also with our body and the defining of how we are and what we tell ourselves. So that's that's a wonderful beginning. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Is that the question you were going to ask me?
I'm open to what you want to teach me and all of us about
Uh,
how to live better, how to move better,
uh,
how to talk better, how to sing better, dance better, be
Oh
better.
well, that's a wonderful discussion that may take longer than what we've got. And at some point in our discussion, I would like to do some explorations, if that's okay with you.
I'd love it.
Okay, we are now seeing into the lovely, fluffy down comforter.
Yes, no, I thought that would be an improvement. That's my first becoming a better human being. I am turning into and we get rebirth. What you most love in this world, you become in the next. A down comforter wouldn't be so bad. Oh,
No,
I'd love to be a goose
a goose?
in the next world. Yes, what a goose that can walk, swim, and fly.
A goose.
Yes,
Oh, that sounds
you
wonderful.
might teach us how to walk, swim, and fly,
And sing. They
and
sing,
sing. Yes,
kind of.
yes,
But they make their own sound, don't they?
and
Just
we will make ours.
and we all make our own sound.
Yes,
And that comes to the point of why someone would come to an Alexander technique teacher.
because you've been learning and teaching this for a while now.
I have. I have. And I came to it thoroughly out of my own frustration. For years and years, I identified myself as a singer. And that identity took hold because I didn't want another identity, which was happening in my household. Like many of us, I came from a dysfunctional household. We did not know how to relate to each other. And this show pretty much would also go into the relationship with ourselves. Because really, if you allow yourself to come into relationship with your body, I found that it's very freeing, and I come into relationship with myself. So, that being said, my narrative or my story.
Is it helpful for me to ask? I know what it is to be in relationship to my body, to be aware of my arms and legs and how I'm moving. What does it mean to be in relationship with ourself?
Well, yourself is who you are every moment. So in every moment, there's movement, even if it's a smallest movement,
Yes.
even if it's moving your eyes, or it's just we're adjusting ourselves, and that is a movement.
So our self includes all the mini and larger movements that we're making.
Now, yes, it can, of course.
Oh, good.
And so, what happens is that we can either move in a forgetful way, or we can move in and engage our awareness on how we're moving.
Mm.
And what, Michael, why do you think that we would want to engage with how we're moving and become aware of how we're moving? What would
Sounds like we could be aware that we're dancing all the time.
Mhm.
Just our awareness and our moves are dancing with each other, even. They might join and dance as one, or they might, awareness might be sitting on the side while my body is moving and say, good move, Mike. Or it might be joined in, so there's no difference between my awareness, where I'm just really integrated and my body is like moving awareness,
Okay,
like
that
animals.
that
Animals.
is that is so perfect. That is such a perfect point. I'm so glad you brought that up, because what you're talking about is engaging with the present moment, engaging with the present movement. And so when you engage with that, it's a little bit different than just
Doing?
than just doing it.
Yes.
The difference between, maybe we could say, being it and doing it. So
And when we be it, we're aware of what we're doing.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
Isn't there a word now in the culture? I don't know what it means, called woke. Have you heard of it?
what is it?
I think there's a word called woke, W-O-K, which means you're awakened. I think it means that.
WOK?
Yes, but don't let me get ruin your drift. You're in a role of aware movement.
No, no, no. That now part of part of Alexander. Now, I could tell you how Alexander got started and why this whole darn thing got started. And that may come up in the conversation, but listening, listening is a very important part of that whole engagement of listening, sensing. So we we sense things. Many Alexander teachers would not go for that, but I am a person that really understands the difference between sensing and feeling. What do I mean by that?
Yes, what do you, yes. I'm going to turn off my air conditioner and I will eagerly hear the answer.
Okay, so Michael, that's so good. Oh
Here
boy.
I am, back
Wow.
as promised.
Okay. So when we define it doesn't feel right, or I don't feel good, something has already happened. Okay? So the feeling comes after the thing has happened.
Oh, I have a request?
What?
I've been feeling dizzier and dizzier day by day. Could we use my dizziness as an example of what you're saying? As if you're not if you would be teaching me about my dizziness. And you can say the same thing. I'm sensing things versus I'm feeling them. Would that work?
Sure.
Okay. I am now your student.
Okay.
Your dizzy student. Blessed to be your dizzy student.
Michael, tell me what you're experiencing.
Day by day, I'm getting more dizzy. So I'm kind of lurching around like a drunk. I haven't fallen yet. Even writing is a bit shaky. So I had sinus cancer 4 years ago, which they said was dormant. But when I had it, I had trouble, as you know, swallowing, speaking, seeing double. There's this big, it was 2 inches by 2 inches. I called it George in my head. George was a big guy, 2 by 2. But we put him to sleep with proton beam therapy. And so my double vision left, my trouble swallowing left, hoarseness came and went. But now, I wasn't dizzy then, but now I'm very dizzy. I fell about a year ago when I just couldn't stop falling. Hit my head, had a concussion. I was blessed. The heart doctor said, your concussion will get better. As soon as I left the office, I started feeling better. So, but now I have dizziness unlike any I've ever had in my life.
You experience vertigo?
No, vertigo is the world spinning from what I hear. I experience, as my roommate said, lurching around, walking like a drunk, feeling like I might faint today at any time. I'm still happy to be talking to you, but this
I'm happy to be talking to you.
might be a little dangerous, but I don't think I'll fall during the show. So I have a desk to hold on to.
So where right now do you feel you are in that realm of dizziness right now?
Very much in my head. And it seems to make my legs and arms tremble. My mother died of Parkinson's. Who knows?
So it's kind of scary then.
It could be, except talking to you is too much fun. Really, you're aware of it.
Okay. So I'd like to invite you to do a little exploration with me.
Yum. So you are inviting me, actually. Not only do you like to, you are. Oh, I'm so happy.
I am inviting you.
I'm invited.
Oh, thank God you didn't get angry on the show. Anyway, no, upset. It would be more like it. I have this feeling that the and you can sit down if you want, Michael. If you have a chair, not specifically not the rocking chair. If you have a straighter chair.
You want me to, or I can, or I should?
I would like to check something. I'd like you to do an etude that I learned. It's a study in movement.
Wonderful.
It's a study in small movements. And I would we could do what they call the Big Ben Tower.
Okay, sounds
Okay?
fun. Yes.
So
So
the Big
I
Ben
I
Tower,
can do it standing if I want. Is that true?
that's why I'm doing the Big Ben Tower, is because
Okay.
the Big Ben Tower is allowing yourself to understand balance in the smallest movement. And the first move, we will do 1, and you will fall back on your heels slightly. And then 2, you will come back to center.
Feels great.
And then 3, you will move slightly to the right, lean like this, slightly back, back on 4 to center.
Yes.
Then 5, you will come forward.
Yes.
6, back to center.
It feels like a wonderful dance, Susan.
And 6, you will go to your left.
Oh, 7.
And 6, and then I'm sorry, 7, and then 8, back to center.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's try that.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is not to become an athlete. This is to become aware of the movement of your body.
Good. Good.
It's for ease, actually.
Oh, that sounds good.
To experience a little bit of ease.
Oh.
All right. 1, back. 2, center. 3, right. 4, center. 5, forward. 6, back. 7, left. 8, center. All right.
Feels wonderful. Yeah, because I can be aware of my body in a different way doing that.
What is your experience?
But I am aware of my body, which I often, my whole body, in a little way, which I often am not, because I'm an intellectual. In case you missed it.
All right. So now I would like to introduce, this is really advanced, but I think you can get it.
Wow, I'm game.
I would like to introduce the 0.
Whoa, that was a huge introduction in mathematics. It changed the world. And the arrows did it.
So when I say 0, I'd like you to think, where? Where is the ease? Or just where? Just the question, where? But we're looking for ease. We're not trying to find it. We're just sensing.
Allowing it to come to us.
Yes. Okay.
That's nice.
And this doesn't happen maybe on the first time, but it's miraculous if you stick with it.
Is this like a dating site? You can get ease to come to you? Wow, sounds good.
Yes, and it's the best relationship you have ever had with anybody.
You know how to write those ads, baby.
The best relationship
Wow.
with anybody. So this is born. So, okay, ready? 0.
And do I tell you?
0. No.
I don't say a word.
What you do is you experience the 0s, and on 1, you will move back. All right?
What am I doing? Am I moving when you say 0?
No, you are waiting, and you are noticing the your body. Does your body get tense with anticipation of the 1? Does it relax in the 0? Do you feel like your head-neck relationship, which we haven't talked about, which governs all vertebral movement from the head. There's questions about that, but
There's a lot of coming attractions. We'll do this a step at a time. Okay.
okay, so when we're getting right into the exercise. So when I say 0, it's to quiet the system. Okay?
Okay.
0, 0, 1.
So what do I do at 1?
Back.
I move back?
You're doing baby Ben, back on your heels.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, now
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
let's start again.
Yes.
Okay. These are simple movements, but when you're waiting in line for the groceries,
Yes.
the checker, these are like heaven. 0, 0, 1. Back. 2, center. 0. 3, right. 4, center. 0, 0, 5, forward. 0, 6, 0, 0, 4, 0, 7, 0, 8, center. 0. Now I made a big mistake. The teacher made a mistake. So, what was your experience?
It's lovely. It's lovely to rest in between many motions. Feels very peaceful. Feels like ease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing about this is allowing space to happen where we think that there's a crowding or a holding. We've talked, you and I, about holding things and tension. Would you like to do the exercise again, as I see you are anyway?
It's fun if you want me to. I'm here.
Oh, I would like to.
I'm here for you.
I would
So
like
we
that to
can see
happen.
what a
Now,
wonderful
you ask me, what are you doing, Susan? What are you seeing?
What are you seeing, Susan? No, I like clear instructions. I get along well with people. If I could just be a good boy, do what I'm told, everything was coming out all right.
Right. Okay, what I am looking for is the movement between the 0 and the 1 and the movement after the 1. And what I'm looking for is ease. Does it get easier for him or not?
Mm.
Very simple. Because that is what this is all about, is allowing yourself to feel ease in your sympathetic nervous system so it can heal itself.
Hold that thought while I turn off the rice. Be right with you.
Okay.
You can entertain me.
As you can see, this is a really non-traditional way of working online. Usually Alexander teachers use their hands, and they do that with the head-neck relationship, the neck and the head. And you train as an Alexander teacher to allow yourself to meld into the understanding of the other person's being in their body. And when you do that, your hands allow the person to experience freedom, especially in their head-neck relationship. And this is affected by the vagal nerve. So the vagal nerve goes all the way down the body and it is the nerve that senses the startle response. It is the nerve that is hypervigilant when danger comes. And so many of us now are on alert, and we feel closed in, and we feel the quote lack of space, like we spoke about. And that we can understand in our bodies.
Susan is a great teacher, as you can see. And we're not allowed to advertise on TV, but if you want more information, you could write CCTV and say, I'd like more information. Could Michael Koran help me get it? Because this is, wouldn't that be great if we could be at ease during this crisis
Yes.
and be aware, dancing through our days? But I have to do another exercise now. I think we're going to go for another half hour, yes, because we're just warming up.
What time is it?
It's 5:30.
Oh, well, let's shoot for what we can. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. Um, I'd like to go through that one more time. The Big Ben, and then we'll move on to something. But I'd like you to have the experience again of feeling the senses, allowing yourself to listen to your body and
Oh, all the senses, feeling, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling.
whatever comes up.
And let's tell everybody if they've just joined us, this is AHA. And my name is Michael Koran, your host. We are having the exquisite, truly opportunity of being taught by Susan Allen, who's an Alexander coach and an opera singer and a singing and a singing teacher, and she's going to help us be at ease during this COVID crisis. So please stay with us. We need more people at ease. There's more people that are at ease. The more at ease we can be.
Thank you, Michael. You know that as a singer, this was a great solution. It actually spread out into my whole way of being and my whole way of teaching this Alexander technique. For many years, I had struggled with tension. I had struggled with keeping things in my mind. And that, as a singer, kind of left out the natural movement of the body. So even though I sang with orchestra, I was fortunate enough to do that. And I won some competitions. I was
Wow.
to do that. I really didn't feel like I was my authentic singing. Always thought that I was pretending. And
And you're happy when you're blue.
so I would like to ask you, that being said, what is your experience? I know that you're a poet and that we have done some work as putting that poetry into song.
Yes.
And what is your experience?
Well, when I sing with you, the words are deeper and more fun.
Ah, well, do you have a poem that you memorize?
Sure. I can do one that is extraordinarily humble and humiliating, which is fun. Why don't we start there? It's very short.
Okay, shall we have a little lesson?
Sure. This is called Nobody's Perfect. I'll say it first, and then we'll see how you've taught me to say it first.
That's
This
right.
is how Susan teaches me. You can get this amazing singing, or just for talking. So you would say to me, first say it to me, Michael. and I'll say it.
Okay.
And you want me to be as honest with the words as I can.
Yes. Can I ask you a question? I know you're very excited. I can tell you're very excited. When you woke up this morning, what was the feeling in your voice this morning? Did we speak this morning or yesterday?
We called this, no, we didn't speak. We texted an email today, but we spoke last night.
But we did speak one morning, and your voice showed its one of its colors. Your voice definitely showed one of its colors. You remember?
It's much better now if I don't try too hard to speak, which I used to. My head, my way of relating to the world was through my head, because life was a little too scary, and so I retreated to everybody. Retreat to the head. They might have trouble finding us there. Protect yourself with words. You're good at it. You'll practice. Keep protecting self with words. People are around. That was how I related for probably 70 years.
But we can use that as a game, as a wonderful exploration. The mind the song coming from the mind, and then the song coming from experiencing a beautiful sunset in presence from the heart.
Wow.
So the idea is that you're going to experiment, if you would have the fun with me. I think this will be fun.
Yeah.
Just exactly what you did. And then you may or may not have experienced it from the heart, but allow it to come into the warmth of your heart.
Oh, that makes me cry. Before I thought it was just funny. Now it brings more truth out.
So, do you want to do the mind first or the heart first? It doesn't matter, but I would like you to do, if you want, the same poem and speak it, and then we can try and sing it.
Okay, I'll start speaking it from the mind. Nobody's perfect. I'm going to say that again a little more honestly. Nobody's perfect. Stranger to the human race, I'm always losing face. I'm baser than the base, a disgrace to be erased.
Okay. What would it be like to say that from the heart without judgment, withholding definition, just from the heart, no matter what comes?
Nobody's perfect. Stranger to the human race, I'm always losing face. I'm baser than the base.
Okay. Wow.
A disgrace to be erased.
I'm sorry. I think you'll have to do it again because I interrupted you, and
Oh,
I apologize.
I didn't mind. It added to it. You sure we need it again?
Would you like to try an experiment?
Okay, sure.
As soon as I say one, I want you to speak the sentence. No preparation, nothing prepared. It's an experiment, and whatever comes out, comes out. It's
Am I
sta-
doing the poem or just any words at all?
no, the poem.
Oh, the poem. Okay.
Now I'm going to say 0, 0, and 1, and then I'm going to
Keep talking till you say zero again.
0, 0, 0, 1.
Nobody's perfect.
0, 1.
Stranger to the human race.
1.
I'm always losing face.
Now, as you do this, Michael, I even want you to come almost trip onto my 1. No separation. It's an experiment, an exploration. 1 baser than base, that kind of thing. Okay?
So as soon as I hear you begin to say one, I start talking.
Yes. 0, 0, 1,
Nobody's perfect.
1,
Stranger to the human race.
1.
I'm always losing face. I'm basic. No? When
Wait.
do I
I
stop?
didn't say 1.
Oh, so I have to stop after each line? Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know. I didn't know, teacher. I promise I didn't know. I was trying to be good. Okay.
Yes, and this isn't right or wrong. This is another experiment.
Oh,
This
good. I'm not
experiment.
wrong. I am not wrong.
This isn't
Thank you.
about being wrong or right. This
Oh,
is
I
an
like being
experiment
right, but I'll give it up if I don't have to be wrong.
because
Okay.
one of the ways, one of the ways that we reach our audience is through our voice.
Yes.
And I think you came to me because there was a concern about your raspiness, which may actually be something else and may be physical. But I believe that there's a holding that happens to you and you start to prepare. And I believe that that's a habit. It seems
Yes.
that way.
Got to be
And
careful what you say. You get in trouble. People won't like you if you speak your heart and mind. But now I'm learning thanks to you, and
so
I haven't
I
alienated
love,
too many people, and I make
yes.
amends, and they seem to be happy so far. But who knows?
And I love the thing that we talked about in the last show, if these are split shows, about space. So before we continue this poem and this particular exercise, I would like you to either take your first finger and your thumb or your third finger, whichever you can get more leverage on, okay, and press it. Press it as hard as you can.
Wow.
And what does that do to your body? What does it do to your arm?
It excites me a bit, actually. A little energizing, to tell you the truth.
Okay, so it definitely affects things then.
Yes.
You would say it excites you.
Boy, I can do this if I feel lonely. Hi. Not get in trouble. Gee.
Okay, so it definitely affects you.
Yes.
So this is the whole idea of it's almost like, I can't say it's like isometrics, but I can, the pressure
Oh,
and
it is like
release,
it is. Yes.
pressure and releasing.
Oh, I didn't do
So
the piece yet.
so everything is in relationship to everything else in our bodies.
Yes.
We move as a whole body. We speak as a whole body. When you do this, you could probably feel this down in your ankles
Yes. They're happy to be connected to my fingers.
or your toe, your baby toe.
This sound, I hope this isn't banned in Boston, Susan. This is getting close.
Oh, I hope it
Getting
is.
close.
We'll get great
Press those
coverage.
fingers and feel those feet and toes. But we're good-hearted. We're not doing this to arouse. This is for pure art's sake.
All right. Ready? Let's
What
do
am I doing?
0, 0, 1, and then you trip over my 1. Go
Oh, I
right.
feel my poem again?
Yes. If you want to choose another poem, you can.
Oh, I see. Maybe people are getting tired of this.
No, I don't care.
We don't care, but we love you anyway.
I love the poetry, but I'm not watching. This is an Alexander
Yes.
style, and I'm not watching for that. I'm looking for the ease. I'm not looking for a result. You could say I am,
Yes.
but I'm actually looking to work in the moment so that the last poem that we did and the last stuff that we did stands on its own, and it's as if it never existed. Now we're fresh and new.
Okay, I have another song.
Let's go.
I'm not as dumb as I look. I'm not as dumb as I sound. I even once read a book, and I know how to get to town. I'm not as dumb as you think. I'm really smart enough for me. I'm not as dumb as I think. I just like being very silly.
Yay. That's my form of applause.
Oh, good. I'll take what I can get.
What was your experience with that?
I experienced that maybe the last line doesn't work as well as I would like. The rest of the poem seems to be fun.
You mean as the rhyme?
I don't know, but maybe just that feeling. I wanted a little more aha from us.
Oh, like a pop? You wanted it to pop?
Like a pop goes the weasel.
Okay. Coming back to ourselves.
Oh, good idea. And we only have maybe 13 more minutes to be with this wonderful audience.
Let's do the poem. And I'd like to invite you. I invite you to say it on one tone. Say it on just one tone. All right?
Okay.
Each phrase. So if I can explain that, I'm going to say 1, I'm not as dumb as I think. Okay? And you're going to come right in. I like this idea. Do you
One.
like it?
Okay.
Ready? 1.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
Pause. Pause. 1. I'm not as dumb as I look. I'm not as dumb as I look.
Right. I'm not as dumb as I look.
More sound coming. I'm not as dumb as I look.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
Okay. 1,
I'm not as dumb as I sound.
1,
I even once read a book
1.
and I know how to get to town.
Okay. My thoughts are on this as an Alexander teacher that that did not work well.
Oh,
It
I was
wasn't that
so
it
proud.
no, it wasn't that it wasn't there was nothing wrong with it per se, but it 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 was the ease did not present itself
Oh,
in the exercise. Now
okay.
I'm speaking just for me. For you, what was your experience?
I liked doing it that way. It was very freeing because I didn't have to try to add emotion to it.
The way that you're speaking, wait a minute, pause. The way that you're speaking right now, can you speak that way on the poem? The way
I
that you're speaking
that
right,
I think I can, but
because it's magnificent, whatever you're doing right now.
that sounds good. Magnificent sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the poem yet again. Is that it?
You're going to say the poem yet again, but whatever you did just now, I
Yes.
don't know if you can sense what you did, but it was very, very relaxed, and
Uh,
it very, very, you weren't on.
oh,
You weren't being the good student.
okay. I'll try not to be on.
Don't be the good student.
No, I had enough of that. I'm
No,
not
no, no. Pause. Pause.
okay,
You're talking. You're just talking.
but in a monotone.
What? No, you don't have to do that one. I want you to let's get into the present moment here. As
Let's
I,
yes.
as I'm speaking right now, I am
Yeah.
just kind of letting it kind of pitch out. I don't have a cue card like this, which I haven't used all through this. So, but what I would like is at some point your whole body went into this relaxation, but that instead of like I'm going to do my poetry and then there's something else, when I'm done now I can relax.
Yes.
I felt that so much, didn't you?
Oh, rather than being relaxed while doing it.
Yeah, no, it's the same way with singing, Michael. When we start to explore singing,
Yes.
everybody gets geared up in a certain position,
Yes. Yes.
whatever, and it's silly. It's
Yeah.
not necessary.
We can just be ourselves, whether we like it, whether we
Well,
like.
there's a quality when you're just yourself and you're just extemporaneously speaking it, even though you've had to memorize it and everything. There's a spontaneity and
Yeah.
there's warmth and
It's like
everything.
we might only have 3 more minutes or so.
Okay, so take it, and then we'll usher it out.
So the rules are not even trying to say the words.
No, don't be. Yeah, just
I'm not as dumb as I look. I'm not as dumb as I sound. I even once read a book and I know how to get to town.
is that it?
Well, it's enough. That's the beginning. There's 4 more lines, but
Okay, so we're kind of at the end here, but that's how I would partake in the lesson. I would take the cues from you, and I would create intuitively what I know, the only things that I know. Next year, if I learn something new throughout the year, I might do that. But
Stay
right,
tuned, folks.
that's what I know.
Alan, she's spectacular now. Imagine next year what we'll hear.
Thank you so much, Michael, for having me on.
So we still have at least 3 minutes to say goodbye. Can we sum up what we've learned?
Would you like to tell me what you've learned?
Let's see now. We began with, what did we do before 01? Do you remember?
No, I,
No.
I
But
don't.
01 was for me to just speak what comes spontaneously when I hear one. Oh, but what we did before that was to feel ease by going right and left.
That was an etude by Mio Morales called
Yeah.
Big Ben.
So we felt that ease. And then after feeling that ease, we went to 01, where 0, I would feel, I guess, ease.
Ease.
And through that ease, when you said 1, I start to talk from ease
Without preparation.
without preparation.
Yes.
And then we went to my poem, Nobody's Perfect, but I'm trying too hard now to speak, I know, because I'm trying to remember. And I can
Well,
feel,
yes.
feel the tension. It
And
was,
there's nothing right or wrong. Isn't that it? We're on a show. So
well, we
there's,
want to make sure that people get their money's worth. That's the thing.
but
So
we
I was trying to,
but that's all natural that you're going through
but
that.
I'm aware I was trying to, thank you for that. I was trying too hard.